Hi Jessica, here's your own custom video for maybe starting your research. Okay, when you get into actapublica, you will see a screen like this. This means, what do you want to search for? Your folks are in the Brno archives. Now I typically change this number to a bigger one just because I don't like going back and forth to multiple pages. I'd rather see a gigantic long list. The side effect of being a computer person, really old computer person, looking at lists and lists of stuff. The name of the village where the ones in Nebraska were from was Hostakov. Oops, I misspelled it. Hosta. And then we get down to two of them, and you click on the one that you want, because that's the one that's in the Strabic area. And hledat means search. I didn't get 100 lists, but there they are. Unfortunately, we see that we don't have very many indexes or indices. 1682, 1745, and we're not ready for those yet, which means we have to do it the hard way. Now, the most recent births are 1844 to 1905, which typically line up pretty good with immigration. So we'll select that one by clicking on the magnifying glass. Almost said microphone. I have no idea why that came up there. I think I bumped the mouse twice or something. Anyhow, I am going to go to the very last image because we need to find the book. We need to find the Hostakov book, and it is not an exact science. If I look at this one, this is a good teaching example because we only have 4 villages. The Vladislav one is the main one, and it's either going to be the very first one or the last one. It just varies. Then Hostakov, Smrk, and Valdikov. If we're lucky, they restarted each book with the number 1, and it looks like we did here. That looks like a 74 because that's a 72. So you take that number, divide it by 2. 72 is 36, that's 37. And then you subtract that from there. Oh my goodness. 361 minus 37. I'm going to go 361 minus 40, which would be 321 plus 3. 321 plus 3. Would you believe I used to be a math teacher? And then this should be a blank or 0 page on the left, if I did it right. Sometimes it does not exactly work because for some reason or other they duplicated a page and then your counts get over. But here we are. We are on page 1 of whatever village this was. And whoa. I too cannot read these without some effort. So if we look at these, it looks like something AL. And the only one that is an AL is the last one. AL, D, okay, so the D is sloppy. I, oh, so it's German. WALDIKAU. So we can see it is the last one. Okay, no problem. But that's about how you have to go around translating some of these letters. Pick something where you know what the answer could be and then try to make it match. So 144 divided by 2 is 72. 72, 3 minus 2 is 1. 32 minus 7 is 25. So 251. And we can see looking at the top here that it is Smrk. That's easy. The S looks like an F. That's one of the common characteristics I have to say. It's an S, it's an S, it's not an F. Now hopefully, since Hostakov is not the biggest village, it's going to be the next book because we only have 4. Once in a while they do make a mistake. They say you have 8, and boom, you find a 9th one buried in the middle somewhere. And sure enough, we can look at that and say, okay, that's Hostakov. Good. One of the few that actually is legible. 132 pages, 130 is 65. Oh, I'm going to go with that one. 250 minus 65 is 185, but I already told you in your email or your message that it was 184, so I'll just start there. And the fact that this page 1 is on the right and the ending of the big village is here probably decided when the book would be ended. They filled up for the main village and did not want to separate the pages and so started a new book after that. I don't know. Now, you basically just have to read through something like this. And since you are looking for Lavicky, and it'll be an L-A-W, because we're still writing German here. Johann, that's an S. Franz, that could be a W, but it doesn't look like Lavicky. Franz, definitely not. Franz, ooh, that could be a K. Yurovsky or something. Then we get Wenzel Lavicky. Okay, taking a look at this, this is actually a pretty good way to write a W. You have some where they've got 4 or 5 more extra vertical lines. W. The E tends to look like an N to me. He is a Hoblaner, which is a certain sized farm owner in Hostachov. And his wife is Mariana, Tochter, daughter. These are formulaic in that after you've read them a few times, you recognize the format. Dame, of the, and see, I can't read this one. But this does look like Sedlock to me. Hoblaner in the same place. So you can look for some, for their marriage under Sedlock, and it tells you that they got married on the 8th of November 1842, which makes it very easy, and that this Franziska over here got married on the 26th of May 1863 to the Antonin Appeltaurum. So this is the wonderful thing. Now, here's the good part. Since they were a farm owner, they may have lived in house 2 a lot, and they did. And I can look at these without enlarging them, looking for the house number 2, and I do not see it on that screen, which makes sense. We should give them a couple years between kids. And house 2 up here. Once in a while you find some other name in a house, and they were cousins or siblings of one or other of these. They had a combined household. So again, we see Wenzel Lavicky, and this time we have Johann, John. And the name, if you have something in here, sometimes is the midwife's name. It's only interesting if your relative happened to be the midwife, like mine was, or my husband's, I forget. So it has the same marriage date. I forgot to look and see what the date was for Johann. Sometimes you will see a birth certificate issued for them to go Z America. That's kind of cool. Then you knew you found your ancestor. Nope, no 2's on that page. Sometimes the name will change and you don't see yours at all and you go, how could they have stopped at 3 kids? I know they had more. Chances are they moved. Okay, do we have any 2's on this page? Yes, we have a Franz down here. I think, yes. Franz. Franz and Georg, I get mixed up. I really have to compare a Franz that I know for sure on the page with a Georg because they have the same noun of letters, and you know, the middle ones kind of look the same. But again, the marriage date. No marriage date for Franz, no death date for him. So we're on our 3rd child. Thought there was one more. No, I think we are done. But I will be very, very delighted if this happens to be your family. If it doesn't, then we just look in the next set of villages over. We look closer at Rohuvani. Oh, nope, we got a Katarzyna down here. Okay, let's zoom in on her. O stands for Odani, which means married, the 20th of October, 1873 to Okemushil. This is an example of a case, nominative. Wait, we have subject, object, and indirect object in English. They have nominative, accusative, dative, or dative in Czech. So this is genitive, possessive. So the EM would drop off. So she married whoever FRT is, MUSIL. And it looks like she died on the 14th of October, 1925. And again, it has the parents' marriage. This is a great record. I do hope it is yours because it's got a lot of stuff that will help you work back. Let me know if it isn't. Bye-bye.